Got to, man. Gotta bounce back. Shout out to my homie Keys, Xavier Keys, on the vocals on this. Okay. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. Grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. In grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Cause I ain't got no time to be wasting with all this music I'm making. Man, I'm tired of being impatient, so I keep making these moves here with my crew. Vow to myself to always stay true, so I don't care what nobody else do. I know why. Like an erection, bumps in the road, but nah, I ain't stressing. I don't work out, but homie, I'm flexing. Every time I get on the beat and I bless it. Rise and shine, and I never let another come and stop my grind. Cause I grind all night at the gig, no lie. Then it's back in the booth for some overtime. Come on. Nope. Shout out to Miss Alma Ramos. Shout out to Miss B. I said, hey. My mom told me to get them, so I don't care what y'all say. I just keep grinding. Yeah, I stay working, cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make y'all mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. I can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. No sleep. Spit heat, killing these tracks, and I'm not gonna stop till I'm up on top where I'm supposed to be. Everywhere I go, I scream SP. We more than a crew, we a family. Working trying to get a couple Grammys, G, have them sitting on top of the mantelpiece. Thank God. Go hard, they just mad cause I'm on my job. But where I'm from, it's the ground to starve. Starving, I just can't do it. Not having it, unthinkable. So I turn in the stretch arm strong, and now I can reach the unreachable. Let's go. Hey, trying to... Yo, I said I can't sit still. I just laugh at y'all haters. Cause hey, mom's told me, so I don't. Let's go, I just keep. Yeah, I stay. Cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora.
Good morning, Aurora.
The time is 8:02 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Jenettesplaining on Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. I don't know if... I know we made it. Collectively.
We did.
But I do have to give a quick shout out, and I want to say I got a message for a fellow Rotarian, Brad Woody. Just had a hip operation yesterday, and he's in the hospital this morning. He's fine. We just want to wish him a happy recovery and tell him to keep his gown and back buttoned, please. Brad Woody, fellow Rotarian, shouts out to you. Hope you get better soon. Tuning in to Good Morning Aurora on a hospital bed.
Yeah, please don't
Dedicated.
traumatize any nurse.
Dedicated. Dedicated. See, that's the kind of... That's why we doing it. Brad Woody. Hope you get better, my baby.
That's right.
All right. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Word up.
I'm all right. Long week.
Long
week,
It's
but
been it's been a hell of a week. We hope that you guys had a heck of a week too.
Of course, it was. I mean, spring was here, so that was nice. It's nice that winter was over. It was 50 degrees yesterday.
Yes, it was.
That's totally normal. That's a normal thing.
Definitely springtime.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
So winter's just not happening this year, and everybody's biggest complaint about Illinois. So,
Texas. Taxes. Oh, okay.
Yeah. New Orleans weather and taxes.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So good morning to Dan Barrero, Michelle Gums, Aisha Saxon. Thank you very much for bringing that lovely plant. I took it home. It was a great orchid. Thank you. I loved it. So now it's getting its indirect sunlight in my home office. It's it's got a nice kind of touch to it. It's big leaves that kind of hang down and droop, and where I have it placed is over my model ship, so they droop on the ship. So
at some point those are gonna die, and you're gonna think that this thing is never coming back, and then you'll just leave it there and neglect it for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh hey, we're back. Like flower again.
Right, yeah, it's coming back.
Orchids are testy. They're testy.
GMA and TGIF, those are the acronyms you need to rock. Good morning, Aurora. Thank God it's Friday. Yes, and Michelle Gums agrees with Dan, TGIF. We had a lot going on this week. We got a lot going on over the weekend, but we do have things to talk about.
We have all the
What's
things.
the first thing on our agenda today, Jeanette?
Oh man, so we're gonna talk about giving, holiday giving today.
Word up.
I feel like because 'tis the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a story. There were two Salvation Army Red Kettle stories in the paper this week because for some reason the Salvation Army all the attention just because they've got like the Santas and bells and kettles and that. So yeah. So
Brad Woody, good morning.
But there are many, many good causes that. Yeah, but so here's what's going on with the Salvation Army. So they're saying that donations this year are really far behind where they normally are, and they're like they're having a hard time. Like everybody is staffing the kettles because some of those are run by volunteers, and some of them are actually people who are paid to be out there. Bells, and I've always wondered who's the cheerier one.
You can ring my bell, ring my bell, ring my bell.
Oh my God, we got a song reference.
Do you ring my bell? Who makes that song?
I don't know, but I know the song.
That song is by the Mary Jane Girls.
Okay.
Yes. So shouts out though. Yeah, it was good.
Did Blondie redo it?
No. She might have redone it.
Did I make that?
She might have redone it. So I told you guys that we had good news for you. So that's the giving. Now we come on the heels of Giving Tuesday as well.
Yeah. So the Salvation Army says that donations.
Janice Collins, good morning to you.
Are way down this year. So they pointed to the lack of workers is one thing, but the poor Salvation Army has been embroiled in It's been embroiled in like a million things this year, and for many years going back, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that there's also maybe some backlash. For many years, LGBTQ groups have called out the Salvation Church is how they only with this weird like military structure in it. And at the beginning of its founding, it was super radical. Like we're just gonna meet the streets like Jesus did, like your prostitutes and tax collectors and all things. And
Jesus is just all right with me. Jesus is just all right. Oh yeah, I don't know what they. Okay.
So. But
Jesus is just all right. That's the jam.
Yeah. All right. So that's two songs that I've heard.
Yes.
Of. We're on a roll this morning. We're going. Anyway, when the Salvation Army founded, it was a super radical thing where they were meeting people on the streets, and they do all kinds of like housing and clothing, and you can go to the stores and drop things off and donations and all of that. But the LGBTQ community has criticized the Salvation Army before for some of their stances. The sex worker outreach programs have criticized the Salvation Army before for some ways that they have demonized prostitutes in their like pamphlets and stuff that go out to people rather than actually
But that's not their job.
Well,
they're not social workers. I mean, should the Salvation Army be required to furnish and buttress, not the word of the day, but furnish and buttress the plight of.
And so that's the question, though, right? Is like, how do we want organizations, religious organizations, when they were out in the community working for the public good, how do we want them to act, right? Like, they have been in the past criticized for issues with their LGBT standards, right? So if you are telling people that how they are and who they love is wrong, right? How can you also actually provide housing and shelter? Because their argument is like, okay, we don't believe in, there historically has been okay, we don't believe,
right,
you know,
yeah.
But we also are the biggest, like, one of the biggest charities catering to homeless people and homeless youth and the LGBT problem and all of this stuff, right?
Sure.
So it's kind of this pragmatic do you take this pragmatic approach of like, well, they're saying, they have these anti-whatever stances, but also they're doing all this good, so I guess we'll let them believe whatever they want so long as they're providing food and clothing and shelter? Or do you still, if they're out in the public, if they're trying to move the public conversation forward, do you hold organizations to a high standard?
I'll hear you. I'll tell you what I think you should do, or we should do about the Salvation Army. I've been seeing all the hubbub with them and everything, and now people don't want to donate. Well, I'll say this for the Salvation Army. I think they should be left to their own devices, because as the world continues to go and progress, they will either have to change. The only constant is change. They will have to get with it, or they will simply be left behind and become obsolete. So I don't need 73-year-old Jim Baker from Batavia to get on board. He's either going to get on board or he's not. And there's new organizations that are sprouting up every day who are doing things in a new fashion rather than an outdated model.
And here's the counterpoint to that.
Yolanda Dunn, good morning.
Get ready for the counterpoint. So the thing that the Salvation Army is being most heavily criticized for this year is they recently put out a pamphlet called Let's Talk About Racism, and where they were trying to dig into like what is the proper stance for Christians to be thinking about both personal, individual and systemic racism in the community. And part of the pamphlets included the line that we should pray and repent for the things.
You gotta talk louder.
Yeah.
You're dropping in and out.
All right, noted.
You gotta eat the microphone.
What?
Speak up.
There's a pandemic on. I'm gonna get all up on. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't literal. That was figurative.
So the Salvation Army was criticized for putting out this pamphlet telling people that they should pray and repent for racism, which then got taken by the conservative right of kind of misconstrued into this, like, you think people should apologize for being white and turning this whole thing, right?
Because unfortunately, Fox News viewership is deep in that salvation. That's them.
So here's the thing, is that the Salvation Army is
Dora Sanchez Soto, good morning.
Attempting to be progressive on this issue and attempting to get people to actually really think deeply and in more interesting and productive ways about systemic and individual racism. And they're getting criticism from the right, and they're getting criticism from the left on the LGBTQ and the sex worker stuff, right? So it's like from either direction. And so now you've got maybe both sides saying, well, I'm not giving money to the Salvation Army this year because blah, 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 blah. And meanwhile, the actual donations are dropping for things that, they do that kind of everybody still likes. Like everyone still wants them to, provide housing and food and shelter and all of these things, right? So it's kind of like, at what point do we let our politics move into the influence the productive things we want to get done?
No, we didn't.
I'm saying I'm asking the question. At what point?
Oh, at what point?
At what point? At what point do you stop saying? At what point do we stop saying, "Well, I don't like this thing that they do, so I'm not going to give them money. I like all the other things that they do."
We can't stop that.
Yeah.
We can't stop that. We can't stop that, and
So
it's unfortunate
so
because I know Salvation Army work who believe. See, that's my thing. I know some of these same kinds of people, and they believe that. For example, they believe Joe Biden stole the election. Mm-hmm. But they're going to wake up at 5 a.m. on Sunday to ding the bell, mm-hmm. to collect donations for people with no legs. Mm-hmm. And I'm saying, like, as reprehensible as their personal beliefs, some people's personal beliefs may be, mm-hmm. 75, these people are older.
So you're saying just let them age out?
Hey, let them rock. That's me. I'm there because we are working with, and if you watch Good Morning Aurora, you know very well that we are stimulating the new crop of people, organizations, youth, and individuals who are going to do it a brand new way anyway.
That's a good point. A good point. So the overarching question I've kind of put before us is kind of like, if an organization is doing things that are useful and good, we all kind of agree are good for humanity, do we care what their politics are, right? And so what you're saying is like, we do, because there are other people doing all of those good things that are more aligned with a more progressive,
I would have a stronger stance if these people that we're talking about were, for example, judges in the Kane County or DuPage County Circuit. I would care more about it. Mm-hmm. So when you see these stories about like, a current judge sent a lewd or racist text message to a staffer, then you got to go.
Yeah.
But
if it's a private organization, you're like, do God bless you, Monica. Go for it.
Yeah. I mean, Bill Jacobs watching Fox.
Well, so my overarching conclusion on this is basically like, give money somewhere because it's the holidays.
Give money.
And
okay.
Just in general, let's say.
Maria Chorito, good morning. Jen Ingram, good morning. Look at all y'all.
Good morning.
Lisa, good morning, everybody. We got Jeanette pretty much engulfing the mic, so we hope that her voice can come in better for you.
Am I on it now? Are we good? I've never been accused.
Now, right? Yeah, we good.
I've never been accused of not talking loud enough in my life.
Good. Good morning to you. Valeria, good morning. Anna Sierra, good morning. Rudolph, who are y'all talking about? That's weird. Mike Turner is here. Good morning to you as well, Mike Turner. Okay, now, if you could, you know what? You don't have to take me to a commercial yet because you're going to go to the commercial right after I do this. But I want to give you people a message real quick. I just want to let them know about something taking place. This Sunday, Noticias y Mimosas number 4 will be happening at Tavern on Broadway, 24 North Broadway, right downtown, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. 11 a.m. to noon, we'll be interviewing friend of the show and author Victoria Hyla Maldonado. She'll be also giving away a copy of her book to one lucky winner, Awake in Elysian Fields. Come on out, and from noon to 1 p.m., there will be networking. So, 24 North Broadway, Tavern on Broadway. Come party with the greatest people besides yourselves and make it fun. Right.
So basically, we can drink through the entire weekend.
Yes.
We're going to talk Coca Girl in a bit.
Yes.
Coca Girl now?
We could start with coquito. We could end with mimosas.
It's a whole
Superfly.
It's a whole weekend, guys. A whole weekend.
Gina Salamoni is here. Good morning to you, Gina Salamoni. Judge Renee Cruz, good morning to you as well, sir. Murad, good morning. And Casildo Casey Cuevas, what is up, dear friend? Brad Woody, keep your gown nice and buttoned in the back. Monica, if you would be so kind, could you please take us to a commercial and let us know what's happening on a local tip?
What's happening?
Happening.
Good morning and happy Friday. Here are your local headlines. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can watch all of our interviews and receive notifications when we go live. Saturday, December 11th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., you can find Santa and Pizza at the same time in Aurora. There will be a great fundraiser for Judge Bianca Camargo at Mike and Denise's Pizzeria, located at 1760 North Farnsworth Avenue. The price is $15 for adults and $8 for children, and that price includes pizza and soft drinks. Support our officials in a great Aurora restaurant on Saturday, December 11th. Friday, December 10th, guitarist Corey O'Donnell will be playing live at Java Plus from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Come out and support a local establishment and local artist here in Aurora. The very next day, Christmas at the Coffee Shop happens on Saturday, December 11th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Vendors, coffee, holiday delights, and a whole lot more. Java Plus is located at 1677 Montgomery Road in Aurora. Come out and support local for the holidays. Because Santa loves Aurora so much, he will be making a ton of appearances here in the second largest city. Santa will be at the Millennium Plaza Gazebo on Stolp on Saturday, December 4th, 11th, and 18th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on each date. Come take pictures with jolly old Saint Nick and get your chance to ask him for Christmas gifts in person. Save the dates. Rosary High School will be featuring breakfast with Santa this Sunday from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. There will be Christmas crafts, kids can take photos with Santa, and much more. Rosary High School is located at 901 North Edgelawn Drive. The price is $7 for adults, and children aged 6 and up are $3. Children under 6 are free. Bring the family out for some fun.
Sunday morning,
See.
and then like.
See, that's right. You can do that. You can do so many things.
Like
Thank
a
you very
whole
much, Monica. I
weekend
appreciate it
of things.
very much. All right, so let's move on. For those of you just tuning in, good morning to you wonderful people at home. We love you very much. You are watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast, watching Jenettesplaining. So where are we going next? What's the deal? Oh, hold on.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. So yes, I got something to tell y'all. 9 years ago today, after a 17-year career of volunteerism and service as an attorney, Judge Rene Cruz was sworn in as Kane County's first Hispanic judge. He strived to create an environment which promotes diversity, inclusion, and access to justice for all. He hopes to continue his work at the state level as your next Illinois Supreme Court Justice. And I have to say, sir, the tie you're wearing in that photo looks really good with that shirt. That's a word up. We do fashion here in Good Morning Aurora too, in case you didn't know that.
You can't tell because I'm always wearing the same thing as my Friday outfit, but
Right.
the blazer jeans combo.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what is next, dear friend? What's next? Where are we going to next?
Let's go to Naperville for like a second. No, bear with me, guys. No, just hold on, just for a second. So a 22-year-old Aurora man, guys, don't go to Naperville and do stuff. Don't go to Naperville and get in trouble for things. It's a bad look. Hey, okay.
Right.
I understand you don't like Naperville. I get it, but like, just keep like. Be cool when you're out. You're an ambassador, okay? So a 22-year-old Aurora man was arrested this week on charges he smashed windows at Nichols Library in Naperville during the vandalism and looting that took place in June 20. Which like there's I mean that May, June last year was like a crazy time. There was all kinds of things happening, right? That was, Family Dollar went up in flames, all of that, but not the library. Right? Can we just agree? Don't the library do?
Right. Yeah, I agree. So a 22-year-old Aurora man arrested for vandalism and looting at Nichols Library, which is a really nice library downtown Aurora. It's a great place, and I love it. He's been charged with. Here's the part of the story that kills me. He's been charged with felony criminal damage to government property for using bricks to break glass panels at the library. Okay. Now. This is okay. So according to Police Commander Micus Williams, quote, no matter how long it takes, this department will continue to investigate the events that occurred on June 1st, 2020. As we continue to identify those who are responsible for the crimes that were committed on that night, this department will do everything possible to hold them accountable in a court of law. That sounds like an incredibly...
Like they're taking a real hardline stance on this thing. And
I mean, that's a hell of a thing.
They're really going for this one.
But here's the thing. Now listen to this, folks, because I want you to pay attention. The attack followed dozens of violent incidents. His bond has been set at $50,000. His next court date is scheduled for December 27th. Has he been in jail this whole time?
No. They just arrested him this week.
Oh, okay.
Just
this week.
It's good.
Okay,
good.
because
We good?
Yeah, because my whole thing about it.
Yeah, he's just been sitting at the Naperville jail, just hanging out for 2 years.
Because as we know, like, you need 10%, so that's what, $5 grand?
$5,000.
I'm like, has he been in jail
$5,000
since last year over $5 grand? That would be that's just the liberal in me. I'm like, holy
no. Just this week. And
over breaking windows?
He may have posted. It's fine.
Damn,
so
RoboCop. What the?
Yeah. I just I don't know. The thing that gets me about this story, right, is like there was so much anger and for very good reasons like happening last year, but we the damage that we saw here in town, like the biggest thing that happened here in Aurora, like was the Family Dollar that went completely up in smoke, right? Like it's gone, like they demolished it. And like to some degree, I'm kind of like, well, the Family Dollar, like, do we really care? Because the Family Dollar, do we care?
Yeah, I just moved into that neighborhood.
Yeah, but here's...
See, I used to... See? Now you see that?
But here's where
Here's
where we're going to go into this crime is a social construct thing.
No, we're not.
No, I'm
okay, fine.
We're rolling.
Yeah.
We're rolling, and you can counterpoint.
You're right. Now, word up.
So here's the entire business model of Family Dollar and most dollar stores, is they roll into poor neighborhoods, rural communities, and in majority Black and Latino communities, right? And then they cut their prices super low, and then they undercut the local family-owned businesses, the local family-owned grocery stores, and that sort of.
Okay.
They put them out of business, and then they jack up their prices at the Family Dollar. And in the meantime, the Family Dollar sells some things that are really great, but they don't have like huge fresh produce section like the El Güero, which is right next door to Aurora's Family Dollar.
Okay, now see, we're getting into the weeds.
So let's recognize the fact that the Family Dollar is there. It was there trying to push El Güero out of business, right? That's the whole business model.
Stop. Don't.
I'm not saying you burn things down. Don't. I am not saying that. I am saying that it's interesting that we are absolutely continuing to investigate every incident that happened on June 1st, 2021, and we will bring all of these people who broke a window to justice. And yet, we're not, as a wider community, having conversations of like, what is justice economically in a community?
This is not the time to have that discussion.
It's always a good time to have. Don't you think? Economic development in poor communities is always a good time.
The time is now 8:27 a.m.
All right, okay.
No, I'm gonna come back to that.
That's
Gloria Gerardo is here. Good morning, Gloria. Good to see you. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, Maria Chirito, Rudolph looking fly with. What are y'all talking about?
Y'all on something today.
You guys are on something today. I mean, this is insane. What they talking about, girl? I don't know either. Josue Pais, good morning to you. And sounds like an overkill. Cindy, you are right. It did sound like an overkill. But yeah, that guy just got arrested. Right. Now, hang on a second. We're parking at the library and starting out at 5 p.m. Aurora Tap House. Crazy Sisters joining me. That's Lisa Goffron. Lisa, you hanging out tonight.
That's right.
Michelle Gums, don't worry. We believe and see. You guys must be tweaking. I don't know what they're talking about. 2 different kinds of stores. You're right. Well, Weddle is nothing like the dollar store. Well said. Addie Rubio is here. Alive Aurora teams are participating in the Cocoa Crawl. Swing by and say hello. We have Mexican-style hot chocolate. Is that abuelita? Is that the grandma? Y'all got the grandmama?
but like better.
Karina Suarez Darden, good morning to you. No way, El Guardo is nothing like the dollar store. Word up, and we will stop in McCarty Mills at 6. Can't wait to see you. All of our great people are here. The time is now 8:28 a.m. You are watching Jenettesplaining on Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first, not the second, not the 11th, not the 24th, and certainly not the 3rd, the first daily news podcast.
I just want to say
All right.
Yeah.
Now you said.
That is the business.
Now you said. Now here's the. Hold on. Here's the thing. You started off by saying, "Yeah, the Family Dollar burned down. Do we even really need it?"
Am I real sad about the Family
See
Dollar?
now. Here's the thing.
I'm just
See
not
when
upset
I
about
hold
Family Dollar.
on. Let me finish though. See when I lived downtown, right, and I didn't have the family. I didn't live in that neighborhood. It was inconsequential.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I live.
Like right there, you're kind of like, I just need detergent.
Come on, that would have been right. So now
Except that there's like detergent like right next door. That's all I'm saying. So here's the bigger idea that so backing away from the like this specific issue. The bigger idea that I'm playing with in my brain noodle right now is this idea of crime as a social act, right? How do we decide what is a criminal activity in our community? Not, right? So we generally have like some pretty overarching ideas that are the same across cultures. Generally speaking, murder is a crime, right? Like everywhere, everyone kind of agrees across cultures that taking another person's life is a crime, right? That one's pretty universal. But we don't always agree on, there are lots of crimes that we don't agree on, right? So in Illinois, for instance, pot's fine. We've decided that's not a crime anymore. You do your thing, right? But that's not the case in in many other states in the country and in in the country as a whole, right? Federal law, it's still illegal, right? It's still a crime. So my only like bigger argument here is that we really concentrate a lot as a society on these like crimes that happen in communities, like these physical things like the looting. And we generally don't pay attention to other things that are social ills that we have decided are still not crimes, right? So poor business practices that really hurt communities, we have not decided as a collective community is
all right.
Criminal.
That's an interesting preamble to go into.
It's a postamble.
That is a postamble.
That's my postamble.
To go into this story that you've given us about why dollar stores are bad business for the neighborhoods they open in.
Yeah. So this is connected, right? That's the basic premise. Is and there have been a few.
Hold on real quick. I want you people to listen to this conversation and give us your thought on this too. Share with us, but keep going.
Yeah, so this is a story that a few news outlets have been starting to cover sort of more frequently, is the idea that just like in our neighborhood right here, right, where we've seen what happens is the Family Dollar, the Dollar General, the dollar stores come in. They're usually like big mega corporations. And they target these business like areas, particularly in rural areas. So imagine if you live out in the sticks, there's one grocery store in town. The Dollar General moves into town and starts siphoning customers off of that grocery store, right? So the grocery stores are already on very thin margins, profit margins. So having any of that business takes it away from those small family-owned businesses, right? The small family-owned grocer goes under, and then the only store left in town is the Dollar General. And you see this not just in rural areas, but you see it in food desert neighborhoods, like on the south side of Chicago. You see it in the south suburbs a lot. Like Park Forest has their own personally owned or like locally owned Jet Foods. There's a dollar store right next door to that, where the Jet Foods went out of business, and now all they've got left is a dollar store. No, so you can argue, well, that's business, and that's true, and we've generally taken this stance as a country that says, like, you know, if you can run a business more efficiently and make more money, that's competition. Competition is healthy for the market. But is it healthy for the community? Because if you go into El Güero, you can get produce from all over the place, right? Like all kinds of, like, you got the fresh meat counter, you've got all of that stuff, right? If you go into Dollar General, you do not have all of those healthier food options, right? So if one sends the other out of business, it means that the whole community now lacks for things like fresh produce and meat, if you're of that persuasion, and baked goods.
All right. Now listen to this.
Not to mention.
Now hold on a second.
Go on.
Before we start mentioning anything, I don't know how pronounced that problem is, and I Dollar General putting El Güero out of, or the El Güeros in town out of business. There used to be a restaurant in Naperville called Bobak. Bobak's, I think it was a Czech or Polish American store, something of that. It was a great place. Their sausages were top notch. I mean, it was authentic. You couldn't read anything in the store. That's how you know it's good. You can't, this is not English. And I loved it. However, they ended up going out of business, unfortunately. And this was over there by the DMV. There was no Dollar General.
Sure.
Some places
go out of business.
They do, and I don't see why. If you needed lettuce, you're not going to be able to get it at Dollar General.
Right.
So you will have to go to El Güero. So I don't see how they're putting them out of business. Not only that, they employ from the community. Now I don't.
Right.
I'm not on the PR campaign for the Dollar Generals of America.
Right.
But what I'm saying is that when I go in there into the dollar stores, I'm getting that can of corn for 59 cents. El Güero's can of corn is expensive as hell. It's like $1, or a 99 cents or something. Now I'm still gonna go to El Güero because they got lettuce. They have fresh fruit and produce. So I think this article.
You think it's hyped? You think it's overhyped?
There's numbers and facts and data.
Yeah, now
but they pertain to Haven, Kansas. And Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Sure.
So I just don't.
So now, but maybe this is one of those, right? So as a country, our conversations in the public sphere have really divided along urban lines, communities of color lines versus rural and white communities, right? I am arguing that this might be one of those things that if we both looked at it at the same time, we'd both go like, oh, hey, we're both getting kind of screwed here. Because it is a problem that is affecting both communities of color, urban communities of color, like the south side of Chicago food deserts, right? As well as those places out in Bufu, Kansas. So...
And I lived in a Chicago food desert. So, there was a food desert, but there was no Dollar General. So the problem, I acknowledge that this is a legit argument with facts and relevant data that is important. What I'm saying is that
the conclusions don't hang together.
They don't. They don't.
Interesting. Yeah, I think they do. I think that, like, because you're right, you need the lettuce from the El Güero, right? But, like, if you need detergent and you're like, well, it's cheaper at Family Dollar, then you go there. But the El Güero was also dependent on your detergent dollar. So...
Well,
to keep afloat.
I'll say this: El Güero has got to come down on their detergent. No, so does Cermak.
But so that's the issue is that they usually can't because they have they are employing more people locally, and when you have food in the mix, you have lower margins.
Well, that's why I need a Dollar General. I need to get.
But if they
I need my detergent for $2.99.
But again, so that's the thing is they come in, they can artificially lower their prices because they're such a big company. They can stand to lose money on a location for years until they finally drive out the competition, and then they jack up their prices for everybody.
I don't know. I'm always going to shop at Cermak. So shouts out to
I do.
Cermak.
Oh my God, the produce at Cermak.
Come on, you can't beat it. Until the dollar store gives you 10 limes for $1.
If you are sleeping on the Cermak, people, like it's like Candyland for vegans. There's just vegetarian things everywhere. I will say this: it's always really confusing because they cater to every ethnic food variety that's out there, and so you're like searching around for like kimchi and it's next to the chorizo and you're like, what? You like, I don't know how everything is organized here, but once you know where it all is, it's amazing and you can find anything.
Real quick, Dan Barrero, no way, Dollar General can't compete with El Wedo. That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's not even this. The writer of this article cites Haven, Kansas and Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I could give full credence that the problem is pronounced there.
But you're saying not here, not an issue here.
Not
okay.
No way.
All right.
I'll say this though. Let me just say that I wish for continued growth for our El Wedos.
Right.
And I wish for the continued convenience for people to find things and shop at cheap prices. But I do not see.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I think
that would be a scary day when El Wedo says, Cerrado, we closed because Family Dollar.
Well, so I think that that is the one place that we can
Polish.
Probably,
thank you, Lisa.
That's the one place that we can probably land on in the conversation, which is the importance of supporting the small businesses that do exist, right?
Cermak also has great music. Thank you, Vanessa Rodriguez Aguirre. She's here. Thank you.
They also, when the pandemic came around, put in that like the body temperature scanner that you can see when you walk in, and it like tells you if you're like, it's kind of creepy.
Thank you for giving us your comments, guys. And Jennifer Ryan Mayton says, grocery store doesn't always carry the brands I need. Family Dollar usually does. I'm telling you.
Let me tell you. The struggle is real on the brands because I'm really addicted to some meat substitutes that are hard to get at some.
I'm telling you, the grocery store should step it up. That's how I feel. The grocery store in certain areas, the grocery store should step it up.
We got the produce down though.
Yeah, we got the produce down. But seriously, I never buy, and this is just me. I don't care what it is, deli meat. I never buy my meat at the dollar store. No. Come on now. You gotta step it up. There's a threshold now.
I do not buy meat in general, but I would concur with that. I would say my big issue is the meat substitutes, right? Your Morning Stars, your Boca, like all of that stuff, right? The Incognito and Beyond and Impossible and all that stuff. That is hard to procure in the in the expanded downtown. Yeah.
Now Michelle Gums brings up a good point. Kind of like a loan and title business planting themselves in poorer communities. They know exactly what they're doing. They're predatory. That is the energy of the argument that I think should be here.
Yeah.
Like, if we're going to talk about predatory practices,
that's what I'm saying.
Shining the light on Family Dollar.
Okay. All right. Well, look, if we're going to compare the Family Dollar and the check cashing, payday loan places, I'm going to if I could take one out with right now, it would be, if I could, the payday loan places have to go. And so the city, I remember a few years ago where they put limits on how close the payday loan places can be to each other, because if they could, they would just set up a payday loan store on every 2 on a block.
Because that's the real crime.
Yeah, agreed.
That's the real crime.
Agreed. I will give you that.
It's not only crime; it's exploitation. See, those places, they go into a community that's, let's say, majority Latino. They offer a job to a person of color, Latino, because you could be bilingual.
Sure.
And then they get that same ethnic group to come in there and sign away their financial history.
438% interest. Yep.
And you thinking it's cool because the guy behind the desk is Mexican too. Yeah. That's the crime right there. That gotta go.
You can't fault the guy for needing a job.
Exactly.
Either, right? So it's just, that is the payday loan. That's a whole other rant.
All right, Monica, if you can you bring it to me real quick, please, so I can talk to these people. I gotta tell them something real quick. So, guys, listen up closely. Rosary High School in Aurora this Sunday. They'll be holding pancake breakfast with Santa from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. at 901 North Edgelawn Drive. Area families are invited to attend the breakfast, which will include pancakes, sausage, coffee, orange juice, and water. Yikes. Cost is $7 for adults and $3 for children, 6 to 12. Children 5 years old and younger get in for free. And there will be, you can write a letter to Santa and get a photo taken with Santa as well.
Santa's really getting around this weekend. I wonder how he's getting everywhere so fast.
He got like reindeers or something. Yeah, he has like farm animals that pull his sleigh. Now that's exploitation. Think about it.
Okay.
Because look at this. Here's my thing. If you
some animals are more well equipped and more just generally are cool with like pulling around a fat guy on a sleigh than others, right? Like huskies running the Iditarod, they're usually pretty flippin' happy, right? Like but like elephants hate having people on them, hate it. Like you have to torture them to get them to do it. So it really depends on the temperament of the animal. I don't really know where deer like fall in on that.
All right, and also State Representative Barbara Hernandez is hosting Politics and Pastries. And that's taking place Wednesday, December 15th at the Alive Center, 78 South LaSalle Street in downtown from 4 to 5 p.m., part of a teenage girl empowerment event series. Quote, mentorship was a critical component of my upbringing. I was lucky enough to have several mentors who provided me with guidance and encouragement in my various endeavors. I am thrilled to serve as a mentor to the next generation and talk with them at our Politics and Pastries event about trying new things, staying connected with your passions and personal and academic development. Close Whoa, for more information or to RSVP, call 630-270-1848. That number again is 630-270-1848. The time is now 8:44 a.m. Okay.
What else
Rudolph wants to get on the mic. What is these people talking about? Are you guys drinking coquito already?
Something in the water. I'm calling.
What is they talking about? Monica, what are they talking about?
I'm calling the water division. I think someone's tossed something in the flax.
Yeah, seriously. If you guys must be seeing things. What is this, Donnie Darko?
Are we gonna do First Fridays Cocoa Crawl? If you want to do that?
Yeah, talk about that. Dan Barrero, Cermak has a huge variety of hot sauces. They do. Dan, holy cow!
God, it's an entire aisle.
Cermak got all the hot sauces in the world.
There's this one that they don't have though. That's like this sazon that they use specifically in Costa Rica to make like the painted rooster dish that everyone eats for breakfast there all the time.
Assad Khan, good morning to you.
So they need to get on the Costa Rican, but they've got every other country's like hot sauces represented.
Why didn't you just yell?
I get really worked up about Costa Rican hot sauce. All right, so do you want to do First Fridays, Cocoa Crawl, all that?
Go ahead. You delivering. You are zealously. The word of the day is zealously.
Zealously? All right. So
Monica, if you'd be so kind as to hit these people with the word of the day. The word of the day is zealously.
Zealously. So we've got First Fridays in downtown Aurora tonight. Most events are kicking off at 5, which includes the Cocoa Crawl. If you do not have your mug and your button for Cocoa Crawl yet, you may you're gonna have to. Said that they were. Yeah, I was about to say, like, what you're gonna want to do is like find the people with the mugs and beg them for like sips of things. / like maybe just pay like for some extra something in some of the mugs. So 5 to 9 p.m. If you are all sold out, I guess I won't tell you where to go buy all the mugs. You're just gonna have to like.
Suffer.
Yeah.
The more you suffer,
that's right.
The more it shows you really care. Bum, 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 bum,
right.
Yeah.
That's the third song today that I know.
Well, they're all white artists, so I
up.
expected you to. Live radio, folks.
Oh my God.
I notice when I use hip hop.
You're not wrong.
When I use hip hop and soul, you have no idea what I'm talking about. You've apparently never heard of James Brown.
I have heard of James Brown.
Oh, okay.
All right. You're not wrong. Anyway, so tonight, First Fridays, we've got Aurora Tap House featuring comic artist Billy Barnett with karaoke after the show. At the Gary Brown Art Studio on Broadway, we've got art gifts for the holidays. Good idea, guys. Holt's Fine Art Studio on the second floor at 50 East Galena. is having painted ornaments and that sort of small, affordable art. You guys, this is the time to stock up and shop local for artsy gifts for your friends and family. Just saying.
Nora Peterson says, we will be zealously drinking cocoa tonight.
Correct.
Good way to use it in a sentence.
Love it. Appreciate that. If These Walls Could Talk, we'll be featuring Kaleidoscope of Colors, original and abstract black art and modern black art by Tracy A. Designs. David L. Pierce Center will have the Winter Garden of Youth Art. Actually, if you have never been to the Winter Garden of Youth Art, it's kind of an adorable tradition that we've had going on in Aurora for a super long time. And they get art from basically every school in town is represented usually. So it's up on the 3rd floor in the art gallery up there. So go check it out and support all the adorable, cute kids who are making really, really fantastic art in this community. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but like, art that kids are capable of doing these days is way better than my whatever I was doing as a kid.
Cheryl Brownell says the early bird gets the cocoa. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
We're not doing worms no more.
Got Crystal House in Yaponski Gallery on LaSalle Street will be open.
Shout out.
Yep. Super Jumbo is having a...
Hold on. It's been canceled. What's been canceled,
What's been
Marissa?
canceled?
Javid Murd, good morning to you, sir.
No.
We're having hot cocoa vendors, harmonium, and singing bowl sound healing, yoga, and relaxation at Zenloft tonight.
Right.
Go ahead, stop by our friends of Zenloft. Winter Garden of Youth
No.
is not happening this year.
No, that's so sad.
Damn, salty.
Don't worry, I'll be kind of blitzed on cocoa anyway, so maybe it might not be the most appropriate kid night.
Yeah.
Our Art Bar is featuring the Mixtape Show, 7 to midnight. Gallery 1904's got a bazaar happening. McCarty Mills Tap Room has got a featured artist.
Who's the artist?
It is One Drop 2 Wellness, Justin Wise, and DJ Prime.
Word up.
Yes.
Word up.
So the Glass Slipper Craft Cocktail they'll be pouring that at French 75. And that's just the art, guys. I didn't get to all the music and everything that's happening all over town. Yeah, we'll circle back. But as a matter of fact, I think we got Monica.
No.
Monica, go ahead and take what you got there, Monica. Nice pivot. Nice.
Look at that.
All right. Welcome to First Friday. We've got the
whole map, guys.
You guys can check that out right there. How about that? So this is actually pretty interesting because on this map, when I look at it, it's funny. The artwork is quite well, and I really do like it.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when First Friday started and it was like 5 things?
Yep.
And then and now it's, look at that.
Ballydoyle has live music featuring Jim O'Connell. And Santori Library, our friends, have holiday celebrations in Miniland's exhibit, Take Home a Cocoa Cone, holiday jazz featuring Petra Van Nuy. Very, very cool. And French 75 has the Glass Slipper Craft Cocktail.
I'm about to get on that because every cocktail I've had there so far, even if it hasn't been my kind of cocktail, has been on point. So Society 57's got a photo booth featuring Jason Arthur, so you can go visit the photo booth, get your photo taken for free. Those are always great.
Word up. Mm-hmm. And Gillerson's Grubbery, cocoa bombs for sale from Cakes by Cook, 6 to 9 p.m. tonight. So that's just a smattering of some of the great things. Smattering. Come on now.
Well, and so then after that,
like that in your life.
So then after all that too, if you're toasty and still in the mood for some fun, the our house music, monthly house music thing is now a thing. So that's at Miss Lee's tonight. It's gonna start at 8 and go all the way into the early morning hours.
Karen Caputo, good morning.
House music, they've got a monthly in-house DJ, Ernesto will be spinning. And then they'll be featuring different artists, different DJs, guest spinning different artists every month.
Hey, Mr. DJ, all right, everybody get excited tonight. All the girls are ready for we gonna run on a party to the. Everybody, move your body. Now do it. Here is something that's gonna make you move and groove. Hey DJ, you playing my song? All right, on and on and on.
So I think what we can agree on is that the Backstreet Boys basically ripped off just like a whole bunch of really good black artists, but then were cute and danced. That was the boy band phenomenon of the night.
They did.
Yes.
I see what you mentioned here but keep reading.
Featured artist this month at the Our House Music extravaganza party happening. Marco Cardenas will be on site. Maria of Eye of the Angelus and Angeles.
Servando Ares, good
We'll
morning
doing-
to you, dear friend. Anna Sierra, thank you with the emojis. And Women of Aurora will be there, WOA. Shouts out to Cindy Morales and all the good work that she does. And also Cups Broad Drive, amongst other initiatives taking place here in our city. Coco at Gallery 1904-2. Glass Slipper is awesome. Art Bazaar, 1 East Benton, a dozen local artists offering their art all this week.
Oh, yeah.
Shouts out.
I got People's there, so go to that one. That one will be good, too. Emily Beaupre with Sunshine Massage will be doing pop-up chair massage at the house music thing, too.
All right.
So there you go.
Word up.
So much happening tonight. You can just go from 5 o'clock till 2 a.m. and if you are feeling it today.
All right, now I got another piece of news I want to deliver to you wonderful people.
People are going to be going to that breakfast with Santa on Sunday, still soaking it up from Friday night.
Well, it's all good because after that breakfast with Santa, you can come to Noticias y Mimosas.
Little hair of the dog.
Little hair of the dog. Little hair of the
Basically, if
dog.
you want to be an alcoholic,
Nazareth.
downtown Aurora is the place to be. What?
Nazareth. The band? Hair of the dog?
Is that a song?
Ooh. The time is 8:54 a.m. Jeanette. All right, Aurora will get a $1.2 million federal grant for more security cameras in downtown. We told you guys about this at the beginning of the week. Jeanette highlighted it as well on the Tuesday afternoon edition of Today in Aurora. City officials were notified they have been awarded the money as part of a federal corridor improvements for rebuilding distressed communities. And according to Alex Alexandru, Aurora's chief management officer, the city is likely to see the money at the beginning of next year, 2022. He said the city applied for the grant about 4 months ago, thanks to work done between the city's grant writer, John Russell, what up, Information Technology Department, the Mayor's Office of Economic Development, and the Aurora Police Department. According to Assistant Development Director Trevor Dick, the grant was for cities that suffered damage during the unrest in the middle of 2022, 40 locations where the city could use new or upgraded cameras. So besides us lurking on you, be prepared to be lurked on by
the city?
I guess, yeah.
Now I think about it, that's a really interesting precedent that so there were all these grant funds that got released, both for businesses in these quote-unquote distressed areas and for cities. Right?
Jeanette needs to listen to more classic rock to get
that
one.
God.
I know. Thank you, Dan Barrera.
Okay,
I'm just giving whammers and nobody knows what I'm doing.
We all agree that Jeanette knows lots of nerdy things and nothing about music or pop culture. All right, we all know that. It's fine. It's a little bit of a strange idea though that the federal government put out all these dollars and the state government put out all these dollars for communities that got suffered a lot of damage during the riots. It's kind of like, are we grumpy? Do we just need more fun? Break a window? It's not. I don't know if that's not ideal. Tricky. This is tricky.
Tracy
I understand
Duran,
wanting to build back communities.
Thank you very much for that. If we all believe a whole bunch, maybe it will make Rudolph appear in the studio to these non-believers. Come on, everyone. We can sing too. Power in numbers. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
All of the other reindeer
used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy... You don't know the rest of the lyrics,
No,
do you?
I do. I was
about to say.
I was going to jump in on a harmony.
Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say... Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee.
Yippee!
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Word up. The time is now 8:57 a.m. Lisa, go from spiked maybe? Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Y'all got coquito in your cups or something. I don't know what it is. Now, here's the thing about you Good Morning Aurora listeners, and we appreciate all of you for tuning in. Good Morning Aurora listeners are definitely the most dedicated, the most creative, the most interesting people that exist in all of Kane County, and so
maybe
I don't know,
of Chicagoland.
Maybe all of Chicagoland. So I don't know what it is that they are seeing
/ smoking.
Or whatever. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, maybe we can find some of that tonight for Cocoa Crawl.
Maybe. I'm kicking off around 5. I think at Society 56. There's a party happening.
All right, word up.
Yeah.
Anna Sierra, awesome. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys liked our singing. Come to the gazebo this Saturday from 1 to 3 and see Santa and Mrs. Claus. Yes, that's right. They will be out there for that stuff. Sarah is here as well. Sarah Hibb, good morning to you, dear friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. All of you great people are out here today. And I want to say one more thing. Don't get no coal in your stocking this year. Have you been good all year? Have you? Have you done everything you can to better life for your fellow man? Before you fill out that list for Santa and ask him for things like a Red Ryder carbine action BB gun, think about what you did for other people. Because if you didn't do it right, you might get a lump of coal in your stocking. The time is now 8:59 a.m. What the? Yo, how'd you get in here? Holy cow!
Do you think it was our singing?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, ladies and gentlemen, I went to,
Hit the claps!
Hit the claps. Word up! What's up, baby? How you doing? Oh, Rudolph! Yo! How did he get in here? That's crazy!
We're so happy to see you, Rudolph.
Did you teleport? Okay, word. You just you went down the chimney. Okay, yeah, you came down the chimney. That's right. Yeah, we got a chimney in here. How you doing? You know what? Yeah, you're busy. You're busy.
It's a busy time of year for you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in here. Yes. So this is a family episode for all. So now the parents have watched it live. You guys can you guys can let the kids tune into this later on.
We swore too much.
Yeah,
for your kids.
Okay, this is Good Morning Aurora show. It's all right for the kids.
Fun, yeah.
So
it's like a PG rating.
So Rudolph, before we get out of here, it's 9:00 now. The show ends on a positive note, Rudolph. What is your message today to the people of Aurora, baby? Yeah, it's on. That's all you, dog.
Curtis, Christmas happens once a year.
Hold on, put the mic to your mouth so they hear ya.
Curtis, Christmas happens once a year. Okay, and a lot of people like to come out and do things for the community and the homeless folks and the people at school and their neighbors. We need to do this all year. 365 days a year, people got these issues and we need to be aware of it. So give a little extra at Christmas and give a little something in the middle of July for no apparent reason.
Thank you very much. So for those of you, if you heard, because Rudolph, here's the thing about his mouth. I'm looking at his mouth. He don't have teeth, but that's okay because he's an herbivore.
Makes it tricky to enunciate.
It makes it kind of tricky to enunciate. What Rudolph said was, let's not just use this time for giving. Let's give all year round. Let's check ourselves in June. Check yourself in May. Check yourself in August. Make sure that you're always giving.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, don't just show up on Thanksgiving at the soup kitchen, right? Like, this community needs your supports, your volunteerism all throughout the year.
Word up. All right. And with that, we hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of Jenettesplaining here on Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We hope to see you guys out there tonight at the Cocoa Crawl. Come on out, support the community, have a good time, and, be out there. You never know where you might find the greatest morning show in the history of humans waking up and doing anything before 9 a.m.
Right.
Take care of yourself and each other.
Adios, Aurora.